Hi everyone and welcome to today's session. This session is designed to be incorporated into your field training session, and the format of this session will be a warm-up into a speed and agility unit, followed by a technical skills unit designed by the coach, and finishing up then with a cool down. So we're going to begin this session with the warm-up, which I'm going to demonstrate here with Jake. So the first exercise we're going to work on is very simple. To get the heart rate up, we're going to work on a 50% jog, straight line across 15 to 20 meters, and you're going to repeat that twice. So Jake's going to demonstrate here throughout the warm-up. So there's a 50% jog, getting used to running on grass again and getting used to wearing the studs again. Okay, when you're ready, 50% again, Jake. Nice and easy. Keep it slow. And now we're going to work across 10 meters. Okay, so we're going to start bringing in a little bit of your speed mechanics here as we mobilize as well. So we're going to work on a knee raise exercise to start mobilizing, keep the heart rate up, but we're going to make it the A march that you have been learning in previous blocks. So Jake's going to demonstrate here just a knee raise with the arm action, knee up, toe up, just walking out. So just the A march movement. You can incorporate a raise onto the ball of the foot here if you can keep the knee up, the toe up, and you've got a strong stance leg. So this is going to double as a mobilizing exercise and preparing us for the speed and agility stuff later on. Good. Okay, so again, repeating that twice, 10 meters, turning around, and if you can, getting that raise up onto the ball of your foot. Good, nice tall torso, nice and strong through the core. Good. If you want to have a look at the mechanics a little bit more, take it back to the previous blocks and have a look at that. Okay, we're going to go into heel kicks now to stretch out through the quad muscle, mobilize, but also again, we're going to bring the mechanics of the ankling drill we would have done before. So now instead of just a heel kick up behind, you're going to come underneath, and we're going to work on that ankling movement that we worked on before. So Jake's going to demonstrate that here. So sorry Jake, I'm going to get you to bring in the hop into this. So now we can bring a little bit more of an upbeat movement into it. Good. Okay, so picking up the foot. The heel is still coming up to the back side, but you're coming underneath the center of gravity and cycling over that inside knee. Okay, let's give that a go again, Jake. So still getting that heel up behind, up to the back side, but underneath you. Good. Okay, let's give the hamstrings a little bit of a stretch out. We're going to do a hamstring walkout, couple of quick steps in between, reaching down, sweeping the grass. Lengthen out through the hamstrings here. Couple of quick steps in between, keeping the heart rate up, getting that dynamic stretch. 10 meters out, and on the way back in, let's increase that stretch here by doing a high leg kick, couple of quick steps in between, kicking to the opposite leg. Lengthen that leg, good. Good. Okay, let's take it back to a 50% run, again across 15 to 20 meters, and we're going to gradually increase that. Off we go, Jake. Good. Okay, let's take that up to 60%. Good, taking those few seconds in between. If you do want to take a walk back and repeat it out, that's fine, you can do it that way. And the last one is a 70% run. Good. And take that walk back. So that's it for this section of the warm-up. We're now going to take it on to some jumping movements and activation exercises. We're now going to work on activating and bringing some jumps into the warm-up as well to prepare for the speed and agility unit. The first exercise we're going to work on is the single leg hip bridge, and this is used to activate the glutes. So Jake's going to demonstrate here. So lying down on your back, knees bent, feet flat, feet shoulder width apart. Good. And we're going to start off, with the normal hip bridge first, just to remind you of that. So squeezing through the glutes, lifting the hips up, keeping the glutes engaged and holding for 2 or 3 seconds before coming down fully. And raising up again. And down. So that's one variation of the exercise, but I do want you to advance on, if you can, to a single leg hip bridge. So you're going to center one leg a little bit more. Keep the opposite leg in line with the working leg and squeeze through the glute and lift the hips up, lifting the hips towards the ceiling. Hold for a few seconds and dropping back down fully to the ground. Engage and lift. 10 repetitions on each leg to wake up the glute, and focus on really activating that glute. Making sure here that you're not arching through the spine as you lift up, that the extension is coming from the hip. If you're finding that this is a little bit too difficult to control, then you can take it back to the double leg hip bridge exercise. You might find this a little bit tricky to do on the field with your boots on. Just get that foot grounded, still driving through the heel as you would have done before, and focus on squeezing the glutes. Make sure that when you are doing this on the field, that you find yourselves a nice flat surface to work on. Activating through the glute, driving the hips up high, and that pressure is through the heel of your foot. Keep control of that leg. Try to keep the alignment of the ankle, the knee, and the hip. Don't let the knee fall out to the side. Okay, once you've completed 10 repetitions on that and woken up the glutes, we're going to draw in some more movement here through a lunge. So Jake, I'll get you up onto your feet. So we're going to work on a reverse lunge here. Do try use the reverse lunge if you can. If that's a bit tricky for you and you're not getting the angles right, then use the forward lunge. So Jake's going to demonstrate here, stepping back, getting that nice 90-degree angle on both legs, stepping forward and repeating on the opposite side. You're going to do 10 reps in total here, so you'll end up doing 5 on each leg, and make sure you're getting those angles right. On the way up, again, you're squeezing through the glutes, so waking up those glute muscles here. As I said, if you can't get the angles right here on a reverse lunge, you're just going to do the forward lunge instead. Okay, then taking it on to an activation of the core, we're going to work on the plank exercise, and we're just going to hold the plank for 30 seconds. Raising the hips off the ground. The pressure is on the forearm here and on the toes. Your feet are shoulder width apart. Nice strong core. Don't let the hips drop towards the ground. Don't allow the hips to pike up towards the ceiling. Also nice and strong through your shoulder blades here. So push the ground away from you. Keep the shoulders nice and strong. Also be aware of your head position. Don't let your neck hang down. As you're doing this, activate your core. Squeeze the core nice and tight. So just holding for about 30 seconds. So Jake, 3, 2, and 1, and drop down. And each player is going to be different. So if you can hold for the 30, hold for the 30. If you can't manage to hold it for 30 seconds with good technique, then drop down whenever you feel like you can't keep the body positioning. Okay, taking it on now to some jumping motions, really raising the heart rate up now, getting explosive, getting ready for the work that we're going to do in the speed and agility unit. But still controlled here, focusing on getting the force production from the jump, but also then absorbing that force on the landing. So remember, ankle, knee, and hip bending on the landing. So the first exercise is going to be the squat jump. We're going to do 4 repetitions here in total. Jake's going to demonstrate that. Use the arms for momentum here. Good. Explosive, but still controlled, absorbing the force, flat foot on the landing. Perfect. Okay, so taking about 20 to 30 seconds in between each jump here, just allowing that heart rate to come down a little bit again, and get ready for the next jump. The next exercise is going to be the horizontal jump. So we're just going to use the space here. So Jake, I'll get you back at the cone, back towards the cone at least. And we're going to work on 4 horizontal jumps here, You are looking for distance on this to wake up those muscles, but you don't want to jump too far that you're losing that technique in the jump. So the reminder on this, you're swinging the arms back, and as you drive forward, the arms swing forward and you explosively push off the ball of your foot, getting that extension through the hip, the knee, and the ankle. So Jake's going to show us here 4 repetitions. We are still warming up, so not too much distance. Good, absorbing the force through the ankles, knees, and hips. Good. Good. Okay, so that's your horizontal jump. The next exercise we're going to work on is the lunge jump. So again, getting that 90 degree angle, and then explosive jump and catching yourself on the landing, trying to get that 90 degree angle. If you struggle with this, with the landing in that split stance position, what you can do is jump to the center and then jump onto the opposite leg. So Jake's going to demonstrate the more advanced variation here, jumping from right to left. 4 repetitions again, all controlled. Good. Okay, and this is going to prep us nicely for the speed and agility stuff coming next. The final exercise we're going to work on here for the warm-up is a forward hop. So Jake's going to demonstrate the more advanced variation here again. He's going to go right leg to right leg for 4, and then turn around left leg to left leg for 4. If you're struggling with this, you can do from left on to right for a forward hop. The most important thing here is that we're working on stabilizing through the ankle, the knee, and the hip. You're not looking for distance here. What you're looking for is enough of a challenge on that single leg landing. Okay, so big jump here is going to be too much of a challenge. We're just still waking the muscles up here. So Jake's going to demonstrate. Catch. Good, so you can see here, Jake's pausing in between each one. And catch yourself with the other foot if you have to. Good. Okay, so 4 on the right, 4 on the left. Ankle, knee, and hip bent. Absorb that force. Good. Okay, so that's it for our warm-up. That's going to help you prepare for the session. It's going to reduce the risk of injury, so make sure that you're focused on that warm-up before you start working on speed work, before you start introducing technical skills. So we're now going to take it on to the speed and agility unit. Now that you're warmed up, we're going to move on to the speed and agility unit, which today is going to be focused on change of direction. So in the previous block, we had worked on the zigzag drill. We're going to do that again today, but we're going to up the challenge by working on it in a reverse pattern. Something that is really good for teaching the shadowing, for marking during Gaelic games. Now you can incorporate the ball into this work, and I'll explain that at the end. But for now, Jake's going to demonstrate this. And you want to mark out an area here of around 15 to 20 meters. And you're going to mark out the cones at 3-meter diagonal intervals. And using about 7 cones here for 6 change of directions. So working backwards through this, keeping an eye out for the cone and changing direction. Making sure to plant that foot and push off the outside foot like we've worked on previously, and working through to the end. So Jake's going to demonstrate this again, 80 to 90%. Pushing off that outside foot, staying low. Good, nice strong body position. And from there, taking a jog back to the start, repeating 4 to 6 times. If you do want to incorporate this into the skill session and you want to incorporate in the ball, or the hurley and slitter, what you can do is hold on to the ball while you're performing this drill. Once you reach the end, you can work outside the drill with a solo back to the start. And if you're working with a group, just waiting for everyone to filter through before you repeat that, and 4 to 6 times. This next drill is the L agility drill. We had it in the previous block, and now we're going to perform it in reverse. We will have performed this before, but we won't be used to performing it on the field with the studs. So take your time with this drill and slowly build it up to 80 to 90%. So Jake's going to demonstrate this drill for us. You're going to start off here with your back towards the point that you're working to. If you're not comfortable using a cone here for this, you can just work off an area, and when you're ready to turn, you can turn. If you're incorporating in the bowl, the coach can be used as an indicator here. So Jake's going to demonstrate here at a slower pace, about 50 to 60%, backwards movement, plant the outside foot and turn and work in the direction that you're going to. So working at about 5 to 10 meters in one direction and then cutting in about 5 to 10 meters. You don't need any more than that. Jake's going to demonstrate this again, back this way, and you do want to alternate here, right and left. So once you've worked to one point on the drill, you want to work back again. So Jake, let's demonstrate that now at about 80 to 90%. Good. Okay, so just a reminder on that when you work back to that point that you're turning, as you would with the forward L drill, that you plant the foot and turn in the direction you're going. If you're not familiar with the mechanics of this or with that drill, take it back to the previous blocks, get used to that before you progress on to doing it at 80 to 90% and doing it on the field. If you do want to incorporate the ball in here, the coach can be used as the marker for this and can be used to pass and receive the ball. If you want to look into that a little bit further, that drill is explained in a PDF document on the website. So take a look at that and plan your drill accordingly. After the speed and agility unit, you're going to take it on to a technical skills unit. That's going to be planned by the coach and guided by the return to play guidelines. Once you've completed that unit, you can take it to a cool down stretch to finish up the session.